Welcome to a deep dive.
Hello.
Today we're looking closely at something a bit different. We have a paper, like a document, with answers from someone who wants to be a caregiver. They answered questions for a job interview.
That's right. We have this paper, and it's like our guide today. It has the questions, and it has the answers this person gave.
Our mission today is to read these answers together. We'll talk about what they mean, but using really simple words, easy words.
Exactly. We want to understand this person better. What kind of person are they? What work have they done before? What are they looking for now? All from these answers.
We're going to unpack it bit by bit. We want to find the most important things for you to know about this caregiver, just based on what they wrote here.
Yeah, think of it like taking apart a toy to see how it works inside. We're looking inside these answers. We'll start with who they are, then talk about their work, their skills, and what they want in a job, step by step.
Okay, let's get started. Let's open this paper and dive into the first part. Section 1. Getting to know the person. Who are they? Where do they come from?
Right. So the very first question, a really common one in interviews, is, tell me about yourself. It's the first chance for the person to say something important.
And how do they start? They say, I'm a caring person. Okay, caring. What does that mean, caring?
Well, caring means you like to help people. You want them to be okay, to feel good. You worry about them in a good way.
Okay. Like if your friend is sad, you want to help them feel better. That's caring.
Exactly like that. It's about feeling for other people and wanting to help them. It's a really important feeling for a caregiver to have right from the start.
Okay, got it. Then they say they are a responsible person. Responsible. What's that?
Responsible. That means you do what you say you will do. If you promise something, you do it. People can trust you.
Why? Like, if your teacher gives you homework and you do it and bring it back on time, is that being responsible?
Yes, that's a perfect example. Being responsible means people can count on you. For a caregiver, this is super important. It means showing up on time, doing the tasks carefully, being someone the family can really trust.
Caring and responsible. Those sound like good things for a caregiver.
Very good things. They're saying they have the right feeling inside caring, and they also do the right things responsible. It's a strong start.
Then they tell us about their work time. I have 5 years of experience. Experience? What is experience?
Experience means you've done a job for some time. You haven't just started. 5 years. Well, that's quite a long time.
5 years. Like doing something almost every day, maybe, for 5 whole years. From your birthday this year until your birthday 5 years later.
That's right. Imagine doing caregiving work for that long. It means they've probably seen many different situations. They've likely learned a lot just by doing the job, not just reading about it. It's practical knowledge.
Okay, so 5 years experience is quite a lot, and they say why they do it. They enjoy helping people, and they like making a positive difference. What's a positive difference?
Making a positive difference. It means making things better for someone. If someone is sad, maybe you help them feel a little happier. If someone finds something hard, maybe you make it easier. If someone is unsafe, you help them be safe. That's making a positive difference.
So making life better for the person they care for.
Exactly. They find happiness or a good feeling inside when they help someone else. It's not just about money. It's about the good feeling of helping.
So this first answer tells us
Yeah.
they feel they are caring, they are responsible, they have worked for 5 years, and they really like making things better for people. That sounds like a good first picture.
It really does. It sets a very positive tone, focusing on important qualities and motivations for this kind of work.
Okay, next question on the paper. It's about place. Where are you from? Where do you live?
And the answer is, I'm from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Sao Paulo, Brazil. Okay, so that's a big city in a country far away from here.
Yes. And then they say where they live now. I currently live in Lisbon, Portugal.
Lisbon, Portugal. So they moved from Brazil to Portugal. That's a big move. Different country, different continent even.
It is a big move. And the next question follows up on this idea. Have you lived abroad before? Abroad means living in a country that is not your home country.
So Brazil is their home country, Portugal is abroad. But have they lived somewhere else abroad?
Yes. They answer, yes, I lived in Ireland for 2 years.
Ireland. So Brazil, then Ireland for 2 years, and now Portugal. Wow. 2 years.
Yeah.
That's quite a long time, too, like from today until the same date in 2 years.
Right. Living in another country for that long, it shows something. It shows they can probably adapt, get used to new places, new ways of doing things.
And was it good? Did they like living in Ireland? The question asks if yes, was it a good experience?
They say, yes, it was a great experience. So they enjoyed it. It wasn't just difficult, it was good for them.
That's positive. And why was it good? What did they learn? The paper asks, but we see it here in the answer too. They say, I improved my English.
Ah, that's important. English is often used in caregiving jobs, maybe to talk to the family or doctors or write notes. So living in Ireland helped them get better at English. That's a useful skill they learned from living abroad.
Makes sense. And they also say they learned about a new culture. Culture. What is culture?
Culture is, it's like the way a group of people live. Their food, their music, how they celebrate holidays, how they talk to each other, what they think is important. It's their whole way of life.
So living in Ireland, they learned about Irish ways of life. And maybe living in Portugal, they're learning about Portuguese culture too.
Exactly. And why is this good for a caregiver? Because people they care for might have different backgrounds, different cultures. Maybe the family has different traditions.
Oh, I see. So if you've learned about new cultures before, maybe you are more open, more understanding of people who are different from you.
That's the idea. You learn to respect different ways of living. You become more, let's say, sensitive. You understand that not everyone does things the same way. That's very helpful when you're caring for someone closely.
Okay, so this person is caring, responsible, has 5 years experience, moved from Brazil, lived in Ireland for 2 years, learned English and about culture, and now lives in Portugal. We're building a picture here.
Yes, a picture of someone with experience not just in work, but also in adapting to new places and understanding different people.
Right. Let's move to the next section. Section 2. Why caregiving? Why do they choose this job? The paper asks, why do you do this job?
This goes deeper than the first answer. Why this work, really? And their answer is quite simple again. Because I enjoy taking care of people.
Enjoy, they like it. It makes them happy. It's not just something they have to do.
Yes, that feeling of enjoyment is key.
Yeah.
If you enjoy your work, you often do it better, right? Especially work that involves helping people so closely.
Makes sense. And they explain why they enjoy it more. They say, I feel fulfilled. Fulfilled. What does that mean? Feel fulfilled.
Fulfilled. It's a deep kind of happiness or satisfaction. It's like feeling your life has purpose, that you're doing something meaningful, something important.
Ah, so it's not just fun like playing a game. It's a good feeling inside because you know you did something truly good.
Exactly. It's a sense of meaning. And they say when they feel this, when I help someone feel better or safer.
Feel better. Maybe they have pain and you help make it less, or they're sad and you make them smile, feel safer. Maybe they are afraid of falling and you help them walk so they feel secure.
Precisely. They connect their good feeling, their fulfillment, directly to making the person they care for feel good, feel safe. Their happiness comes from the other person's well-being.
So the reason they do this job is because they genuinely enjoy helping people, and it gives them a deep feeling of purpose when they see they've made someone feel better or more secure.
Yes, it paints a picture of someone motivated from the inside by the positive impact they have on others. It feels very genuine.
Okay. Now, section 3, the work itself. What do they actually do? What's easy? What's hard? The paper asks, what do you like in your work and what have you found challenging?
Right. So first, what they like. They say, building trust with a person I care for. Trust. What is trust?
Trust. Is it when someone believes you? They know you won't hurt them, you'll help them, you'll keep your promises. They feel safe with you.
Perfect explanation. Trust is feeling safe and believing in someone. And this caregiver says they like building that feeling. It's not automatic, you have to build it.
How do you build trust? Maybe by being responsible, like they said before, showing up, doing things well, being kind.
Exactly. It takes time and consistent good actions. By saying they like this process, it shows they care about the relationship with the person, not just the tasks. They want that connection.
Okay, so they like building that safe, connected feeling. Now, what about the hard part? What's challenging? They say dealing with dementia. Dementia. What is dementia?
Dementia. It's a sickness, sadly. It often affects older people, but not always. It makes it hard for the brain to work properly. People with dementia might forget things easily, even important things like names or where they are. They might get confused or upset easily.
That sounds really difficult for the person who has it and for the person caring for them.
It is. It requires a lot of understanding and special ways of communicating. So it's honest of the caregiver to say this is challenging. It shows they understand the difficulty.
But they don't stop there. They say how they handle it. They say, I've learned to be patient and calm.
Patient. We heard that word before.
Yes, patient, remember. Like waiting for the bus without getting angry. When caring for someone with dementia, things might take a long time. They might ask the same question many times. You need to stay patient, not get upset.
Okay. And calm. What does being calm mean here?
Calm means staying peaceful inside, not getting worried or stressed or angry, even if the situation is difficult or confusing. Staying calm helps the person with dementia feel safer, too. If the caregiver is upset, the person might get more upset.
So being calm helps everyone. And they say they learned this, so maybe it wasn't easy at first, but they worked on it. That's what it suggests. They face the challenge dementia, and they learned the skills, patience, and calmness to deal with it better. This shows they can learn and grow in the job.
That's good. They see a problem and learn how to handle it. Okay, next question. How did you start in this profession? How did they begin caregiving?
Their answer connects back to family. I started by taking care of my grandmother.
So their first time caring was for someone in their own family. It happens a lot, right?
Yes, it's a very common way people discover caregiving. And they add something interesting. And I realized I had a natural talent for this kind of work. Natural talent, what's that?
Natural talent.
Yeah.
It means you're good at something quite easily, almost without trying too hard at first. Like some people are naturally good at drawing or music.
Exactly. So they felt that caring for their grandmother came naturally to them. It felt right. It felt like something they were good at from the start. This reinforces the idea that it's a good fit for their personality.
Okay, so it started with family, and they felt they were naturally suited for it. Did they do any other job before caregiving? The paper asks, what did you do if you had a different profession before?
Yes, they did have another job. They say, I worked as a teacher before.
A teacher,
Yeah.
like in a school with students.
That's right. Teaching children or maybe adults. And they explain how this helped them. They say, it helped me develop patience.
Patience again. Teachers need a lot of patience, right? Explaining things many times, managing a classroom.
Absolutely. So that experience as a teacher probably made them very patient, which is, as we said, super important for caregiving.
And what else did being a teacher help with? They say, and communication skills. Communication skills, what are those?
Communication skills. Basically, being good at talking and listening. A teacher needs to explain things clearly so students understand. That's talking.
Okay, clear talking.
And a teacher needs to listen carefully to students' questions or problems. That's listening.
Got it. Talking clearly and listening carefully. Are those important for caregivers too?
Oh, yes. Very important. A caregiver needs to explain things to the person they care for, maybe about medicine or activities. And they need to listen really carefully to understand how the person's feeling, what they need, even if they can't say it clearly sometimes. Also, talking to the family, doctors. Good communication is essential.
So being a teacher was actually great practice for being a caregiver, even though the job seems different.
It seems so. It gave them practice in two really key skills, patience and communication. That previous job adds real value to their caregiving abilities.
Interesting. Okay, let's get more details about their caregiving work. The paper asks, talk about your professional experience. And what tasks did you have in your previous placements? What did you do for your previous clients?
Right. Getting into the specific jobs. They say, I worked for 3 years with elderly people. Elderly people means older people, right? Like grandparents' age, maybe older.
Yes, older adults. So
Yeah.
3 years specifically with them. What did they do for these elderly people?
They list things. First, providing companionship. Companionship. Companionship means just being with someone, keeping them company so they're not lonely, maybe sitting and talking, watching TV together, playing a simple game. It's about connection and fighting loneliness.
That sounds nice and important. What else? Help with bathing.
Bathing. Washing the body. This is very personal. It requires being gentle, respectful, and physically helpful to make sure the person stays clean and comfortable. It's a common task in caregiving.
Okay. And medication reminders.
This is super important for health. It means reminding the person it's time to take your medicine, maybe helping them open the bottle, or just making sure they remember to take it correctly. Very crucial.
Companionship, bathing help, medicine reminders. What else? They had more tasks. I helped with hygiene.
Hygiene. Hygiene is about keeping clean in general. It includes bathing, but also maybe helping someone brush their teeth, wash their hands, comb their hair. Keeping clean helps people feel better and stay healthy.
Okay. And meals.
Meals means food. So maybe they helped cook the food or helped the person eat if they had trouble or just made sure they had healthy meals at the right times. Food is energy, so helping with meals is vital.
And mobility. What's mobility?
Mobility is about moving around, so maybe helping someone to walk safely, perhaps using a walker, or helping them get up from a chair or out of bed. Helping people move helps them stay active and prevents falls.
That sounds important too, preventing falls.
Very. And one more thing they list, they kept them company during walks or appointments.
So going out with them,
Yeah.
like for a walk in a park or to the doctor's office.
Exactly. Being there for support and safety when they leave the house, it helps the person stay connected to the outside world and get to important places like the doctor.
Wow, that's a lot of different tasks. Hygiene, meals, mobility, companionship, medicine, appointments. They seem to have done many basic important things.
Yes, it covers a wide range of personal care and daily living support. It shows practical, hands-on experience.
Now, where did they do this work? The paper asks, what working conditions have you worked with? Working conditions. Like the type of job setup.
Right. They mentioned two types. First, live in. What does live in mean?
Live in. Does it mean they lived in the same house as the person they cared for, like 24 hours a day?
Yes, usually. Living in the client's home, maybe having their own room there, and being available for help during the day, and maybe at night, too. It's a very close way of working.
Okay. And the other type, live out.
Live out is the opposite. It means the caregiver lives in their own home, and they travel to the client's house for work, maybe for certain hours each day, like a shift. Then they go back to their own home.
So they have done both. Living in the person's house and just coming for work hours.
Yes, experience with both shows they can adapt to different work arrangements and levels of closeness.
And who did they care for in these jobs? They repeat. Elderly, older people, and people with disabilities. Disabilities. What are disabilities?
People with disabilities are people who might have a problem with their body or their mind that makes some activities difficult. Maybe they have trouble walking or seeing or learning. It covers a wide range of challenges.
So their experience includes older people and also people with these other challenges. That's broad experience.
Yes, it suggests they can handle different types of needs.
The interview then asks for a specific story. Please describe and explain your experience in detail. Give one example, but with more information.
And they talk about one specific person. They cared for a lady with Alzheimer's for 2 years. Alzheimer's? Is that like dementia?
Yes, Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia.
Yeah.
So it's that sickness we talked about that affects memory and thinking, and it usually gets worse over time.
Okay. And they cared for this lady for 2 years. That's a long time to care for someone with a difficult condition like Alzheimer's. It shows commitment.
What did they do for her? They say they helped her with daily tasks. So the things we discussed before, hygiene, meals, maybe dressing.
Probably, yes. The everyday things that become difficult with Alzheimer's. And they add something very important. They kept her safe.
Safe. Why is safety so important with Alzheimer's?
Well, because of the memory problems and confusion, people with Alzheimer's might forget to turn off the stove, or they might wander outside and get lost, or they might fall easily. Keeping them safe is a top priority. This caregiver understood that.
That makes sense. Safety first. And what about the family? Did they talk to the family?
Yes. They say they communicated with her family weekly. Communicated means talked, or maybe wrote messages.
Right, sharing information.
Yeah.
So every week, they told the family how the lady was doing, what happened, any concerns.
That's really good. Keeping the family informed helps everyone work together. It builds trust with the family, too.
So this example shows they handle a tough situation, Alzheimer's, for a long time, 2 years, focused on daily tasks and safety, and kept the family involved. That's a strong example.
It really is. It puts all the previous points into a real-life context.
There's one more question here about working conditions. What working conditions do you prefer not to work with? Things they want to avoid.
And their answer is specific. I prefer not to work night shifts every day. Night shifts? Working when most people sleep.
Yes, working through the night. They say they don't want to do it every day, but look, they add, occasional nights are okay. Occasional means sometimes.
Right, now and then is fine, but not constantly. This seems reasonable. Working nights all the time is very hard on your body and sleep.
So they're saying what they prefer, but they are also a bit flexible.
Right.
So some nights, just not all nights.
Exactly. It shows they know their limits for staying healthy and effective, but they're also willing to help out occasionally if needed. It's a balanced answer.
Okay, that covers their work experience and tasks. Now, Section 4. Skills and training. Do they have any special papers or training to show they are good at the job? The paper asks, talk about your qualifications and have you got any qualifications in this area? Qualifications.
Qualifications. We mentioned this word. It means, do they have any certificates or proof that they've learned how to do this job well, like finishing a special school or course?
Okay. Do they have any? Yes, they list two things. First, a caregiver certification.
That sounds official. A certification usually means they passed a course specifically about how to be a good caregiver. They learned the proper techniques, safety rules, how to communicate well. It's formal proof of training.
So it's not just learning by doing. They also learn from a course.
Yeah.
That's good. What's the second thing? First aid training, first aid.
First aid is knowing what to do right away if someone gets hurt or suddenly sick before the doctor or ambulance comes.
It's like if someone falls and cuts themselves,
Yeah.
knowing how to put on a bandage, or if someone is choking.
Exactly, those kinds of things. Knowing first aid means they can help immediately in an emergency. This is a very important skill for a caregiver, for safety.
Definitely. And they even give the name of the course, a caregiver course at ABC School in 2022.
Giving the school name and the year, 2022, makes it sound real and specific. And 2022 is quite recent, so the training is probably up to date.
So they have practical experience and formal training with certificates. That seems like a good combination.
It really does. The experience shows they can do it in real life. And the qualifications show they have learned the official knowledge and safety procedures.
Okay, moving to section 5. Being a good caregiver. What do they think makes them good at this? And what do they find hard? First, strengths. The paper asks, why do you think you're a good carer? What are your strengths as a carer? Strengths are the things you are good at, right?
Yes, your best qualities for the job. They list 3 things. First, I'm patient. We've heard this one a few times now.
Yes. Patience seems very important to them. Staying calm, not getting upset easily.
It's a core strength they recognize in themselves. Second, they say they are reliable. Reliable. What does that mean?
Reliable. Is it like responsible? Someone you can count on. They always do what they're supposed to do.
Yes, that's it exactly. If they say they will be there at 8 o'clock, they arrive at 8 o'clock. If they have tasks to do, they do them properly every time. You can depend on them. Reliability builds trust.
Okay. Patient and reliable. What's the third strength? Empathetic. That's a big word. Empathetic.
Empathetic. It means you can understand how another person feels. If someone is sad, you can feel a bit of their sadness, you understand it. If they're happy, you understand their happiness. You can put yourself in their shoes, as people say.
Understanding feelings. So not just knowing someone is sad, but really understanding that feeling.
Yes, and for a caregiver, this helps them connect with the person, understand their needs better, and respond kindly. It makes the care feel more human, more connected.
Patient, reliable, empathetic. Those sound like great strengths for a caregiver. And do they have any proof? They add something. The families I've worked with always trusted me and felt safe.
Wow, that's powerful. They're saying that the families of the people they cared for agreed. The families trusted them and felt their loved one was safe with them.
So it's not just them saying they are good. The families they worked for felt that way too. That's like a good review from a previous boss.
Exactly. It's real-world evidence that they put those strengths, patience, reliability, empathy into practice effectively. It's very convincing.
Okay, those are the strengths. Now, the difficult question, what are your weaknesses as a carer? Weaknesses. Things you are not so good at or things that are hard for you.
Yes, it takes honesty to answer this well. What do they say? Sometimes I get too emotionally involved. Emotionally involved, meaning they feel the person's feelings too much.
Yes, like the empathy we just talked about, but maybe too much. They feel the sadness or the difficulty of the person so strongly that it becomes hard for them.
That can happen in caring jobs. You care so much that the person's struggles start to feel like your own struggles. This can be tiring. It can lead to burnout, feeling exhausted emotionally.
So it's a weakness that comes from a good place, from caring a lot.
Often, yes. But they don't just leave it there. They explain how they manage it. But I've learned to balance my emotions to stay professional. Balance? What does balance mean here?
Balance.
Yeah.
Like keeping things level. Not too much one way, not too much the other. So feeling empathy, but not letting it overwhelm them.
That's a good way to put it. Finding the right level. Caring deeply, but also keeping enough distance to do the job well and not get completely drained. And stay professional.
Professional means acting like a trained worker, doing the job correctly and appropriately, following the rules, even when feelings are strong.
Yes. So they recognize they can feel things deeply, which connects to empathy, but they have learned strategies to manage those feelings so they can still provide good, reliable care and make clear decisions. They don't let their emotions take over their job.
That sounds very mature. They know their weakness, but they also know how to handle it. That's maybe better than saying you have no weaknesses.
I agree. It shows self-awareness and that they've worked on improving. It turns the weakness into a story of growth.
Okay. Now, section 6, daily life and what they like. This is more about them as a person outside of just the job. First question, what do you like doing in your free time? Free time is when you're not working, right?
Yes, your relaxation time. What are their hobbies? They list 3 things: reading, walking outdoors, and cooking.
Reading books, walking outside, maybe in a park or the countryside,
Mm-hmm.
and cooking food.
Those sound like fairly calm activities.
They do. They suggest someone who maybe enjoys quiet time, nature, and perhaps practical creativity like cooking. These kinds of hobbies can be good for relaxing and recharging after a demanding job like caregiving.
Makes sense. What about their daily schedule? The paper asks about routines. When do you like to wake up or go to sleep? What routines do you follow? Routine means the usual way you do things every day.
Yes, your daily habits. They say, I usually wake up early, around 6:30 a.m.
6:30 in the morning, that is early.
It is. And they go to bed by 10 p.m., 10 o'clock at night. That seems like a good amount of sleep time. Yes, about 8.5 hours. So they seem to have a regular sleep schedule. And how do they start the day? I like to start my day with a quick walk or stretch.
So some gentle exercise right in the morning, a short walk or stretching. That's a healthy habit. Gets the body moving.
Having a regular routine like this, waking up early, sleeping enough, starting with exercise, it suggests they are quite organized and take care of their own health.
It does. Being disciplined about your own routine and health helps you have the energy and focus needed for caregiving. It shows responsibility for oneself, which often translates to responsibility in work.
Okay. What about food? What foods do you eat?
They answer, I eat a balanced diet. Balanced diet? What does that mean?
Balanced diet. It means eating a good mix of different kinds of healthy foods,
Yes.
right? Not just eating one thing.
Exactly. And they give examples, including vegetables like carrots or spinach, grains like bread or rice, and lean meats like chicken or fish without much fat.
So healthy stuff. And they also say what they avoid. Avoid processed foods. Processed foods, what are those?
Processed foods are foods that are changed a lot in factories. They often have lots of added sugar, salt, or fat, and might not be very healthy. Things like some sugary snacks, some packaged meals, sugary drinks.
So they try to eat fresh, healthy food and avoid the factory-made, less healthy options.
Yeah.
This also shows they care about health.
Yes, their own health, which is good. And it might mean they know about healthy eating if they need to help prepare meals for the person they care for.
Good point. Next is a direct health question. Do you have any food or medicine allergies? Allergies. What's an allergy?
An allergy is when your body reacts badly to something. Like eating peanuts might make some people very sick, or a certain medicine might give them a rash. It's a bad reaction.
Check. Does this person have any? They say, no, I don't have any allergies.
That's clear and simple. It's good information for a potential employer, especially for live-in situations where meals might be shared, or in case the caregiver ever needs medicine themselves. No allergies makes things simpler.
Okay. What about animals? Do you like pets? Why? Pets are animals like dogs and cats that live with people, right?
Yes, and their answer is very positive. Yes, I love pets.
They love them. That's strong. And why? They help create a warm and friendly environment. What does that mean?
It means pets can make a house feel happier, more welcoming, less lonely. They bring a kind of warmth.
That's true. Many people who need care have pets they love very much. So if the caregiver loves pets too, that's great. They won't mind having a dog or cat around.
Exactly. It shows they'd likely be comfortable and happy in a home with animals, and they understand the positive role pets can play. It's a good sign for compatibility.
Okay, a practical skill question. Can you drive?
And the answer is yes, I have a valid driving license. Valid means it's current, it works, it's official.
Yes, an official permission to drive a car that is up to date.
Okay, so they can drive. This could be useful, right? Maybe to take the person to the doctor or go shopping for them.
Definitely. It adds another useful skill, depending on what the person needs. It offers more independence.
Good point. Now back to work schedules. Would you prefer to have 1 or 2 days off per week? Days off means days without work for rest.
Yes, and they prefer. 2 days off would be ideal. Ideal means the best situation for them. 2 days off seems normal for a full week of work.
It is standard, yes. It allows proper rest. But look what they add. But I'm flexible if needed. Flexible? What's flexible?
Flexible means you can change or adapt if the situation needs it.
Yeah.
So they prefer 2 days off, but if the job really needs them to only take 1 day off sometimes, they are willing to do that.
Ah, okay. So they state their preference, which is reasonable, but they also show they understand that caregiving sometimes requires adjustments. They're willing to compromise. That's a good attitude.
Yes, it balances their needs with the job's needs. What about longer time off, like holidays?
Yeah.
When would you like to take longer holidays? Do you have any holidays planned?
They answer, I don't have holidays planned at the moment.
Yeah.
So no trips booked right now. That's useful for starting a job soon.
Okay, and when do they usually take them? I usually take longer holidays around December. December, like near Christmas and New Year.
Seems likely. That's a common time for holidays. It gives an idea of their usual pattern. But again, they add something important. But I can adjust if needed. Adjust means change.
Yes, adjust means change. So just like with the weekly days off, they have a usual time, December, but they are willing to change that time if the job requires it. Maybe the family needs them in December, so they could take their holiday another time.
That shows flexibility again. They think about their breaks, but they are willing to discuss the timing to make it work for the care situation. Very professional.
Okay, almost done with this section. The last question here is about worries. Is there anything that you feel apprehensive about the position? Apprehensive. That means a little bit worried or nervous about something.
Exactly. A chance to mention any concerns. What do they say? Are they worried? Not really, they say. Just one thing. I just want to be sure I'll have support if there's a medical emergency. Support. Help.
Yes, support means help. And a medical emergency is when something very bad happens with health, very suddenly, like a serious fall or trouble breathing or sudden severe pain.
Ah, so their only worry is knowing that if something really bad happens suddenly, there will be help available. Like knowing who to call, what the plan is, that someone else, like the family or a manager, will assist them.
That sounds like a very sensible thing to want to know. It's not saying they can't handle things, but that in a big emergency, they want to know there's a backup plan and support. It shows they think about safety and responsibility.
Absolutely. It's a sign of experience, knowing that emergencies, though rare, need a clear plan. It's a question that actually shows they are thinking professionally.
And they finish by saying, otherwise, I feel confident. Confident, meaning they feel sure they can do the job well.
Yes, confident means feeling sure of yourself, believing in your ability. So apart from wanting clarity on emergency support, they feel ready and capable for the job.
That leaves a good final impression for this section. Prepared, responsible, and confident. Okay, let's move to the very last section, section 7. Looking to the future. What do they want next? The question is, how long do you want to stay doing this job?
How long do they see themselves in this role? Their answer is clear. I want to stay long term. Long term, what does that mean?
Long term means for a long time, not just for a few weeks or months, but maybe for years.
Ah, that's often very important in caregiving. Families usually want someone who will stay for a long time, right? So the person getting care doesn't have to keep changing caregivers.
Exactly. Having the same caregiver for a long time helps build that trust we talked about. It provides stability and comfort. So saying they want long term is a big positive.
And why do they want that? They explain, I'm looking for a stable opportunity. Stable opportunity. Stable means steady, secure, not changing all the time.
Yes. A stable job is one you can count on, one that will likely continue for a long time. So they are looking for security in their work.
And that fits perfectly with wanting to stay long term. Their personal goal, a stable job, matches what families often need, a long-term caregiver. It's a good alignment.
It really ties everything together. Someone who is reliable, wants to build trust, and is looking for a stable long-term role seems like a very committed candidate.
Yes, this final answer reinforces the picture of someone serious and dedicated to the profession.
So let's quickly recap. We've gone through all these answers from the interview paper.
We have. We started with who they are, feeling caring and responsible with 5 years experience, motivated by helping people.
We learned about their background. From Brazil, lived in Ireland, improving English, learning about culture. Now in Portugal, showing adaptability.
We understood why they do this job. They enjoy it and feel fulfilled, especially when making someone feel better or safer.
We looked at their work, liking the trust building, finding dementia challenging, but learning patience and calm. Starting with their grandmother, feeling a natural talent. How being a teacher gave them patience and communication skills.
We saw the tasks they've done: companionship, hygiene, meals, mobility, medicine reminders, going to appointments. Lots of practical experience with older people and those with disabilities in both live-in and live-out jobs. And that strong example of caring for someone with Alzheimer's for 2 years.
We checked their training. A caregiver certification and first aid training showing formal learning and safety skills.
We heard their strengths: patient, reliable, empathetic, backed up by family trust. And their weakness: getting too emotionally involved, but they have learned to balance it professionally.
We got a glimpse of their life. Calm hobbies like reading, walking, cooking, a healthy routine, balanced diet, no allergies, loves pets, can drive. Prefers 2 days off, but is flexible, usually takes holidays in December, but can adjust. Their only apprehension is wanting clear emergency support.
And finally, their future goal: seeking a stable, long-term position, showing commitment.
Wow. When you put it all together like that, these simple answers really paint a detailed picture, don't they?
They really do. Even using simple language, the answers reveal a lot about this person's skills, experience, personality, and what they are looking for. It shows someone who seems well-suited for caregiving.
It demonstrates how asking straightforward questions and listening carefully to the answers can tell you so much.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the meaning behind the words.
So here's a final thought for you, our listeners, to think about after this deep dive. We saw how looking closely at someone's answers in an interview helps us understand them better. What simple question could you ask someone in your life today, maybe a friend, a family member, to understand their experiences or feelings a little bit better? Just one simple question.
That's a nice thought. Sometimes the simplest questions asked with real interest can open up the most understanding.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into a caregiver's interview answers. We hope breaking it down like this was helpful for you.
Yes. Thank you for listening.